Hello, Twig Stove Chefs. So I've got the Boundless Voyage out today. I've got my wok out. I've got a couple of super sub rolls, and I'm going to make myself some dinner. And as the weather's nice today, I thought I'd do it outside. So I've got all that lot there: some peppers, tomatoes, monge too, mushrooms, wild rocket. I've got a couple of yellow ticket super sub rolls, some sausages, some bacon, some cheese, and a nice few beers. And this was meant to be lunch today for me and Jess, but we went out this morning and got a bit sidetracked, and we've only just got home. So Jess has gone to see her dad, so I've got all this lot to eat myself, which won't be a problem because I've had no lunch today, so I am pretty hungry. So let's start first by chopping up the peppers. And I've got no assistant on the camera today, so I'm doing it all myself. So to get my knife out, and I've got some orange pepper, some yellow pepper, and a bit of red pepper to chop up. And I'm going to chop the peppers up first and put them in the wok because I like it when they've cooked for quite a long time, the peppers. That's why I'm going to put them in first. And I'm cutting them up into quite small chunks so they cook quite quick. So that's the orange pepper chopped up. Let's throw that up into my wok. So let's cut up a bit of red pepper, get that in there as well. Same again, just cut it up into nice little bits. And then get that lot and chuck it up into the wok. And as you can see, I've got some Nando's piri mayonnaise to go in these, because that'll work well with these. So chop up my little bit of yellow pepper, chuck that in. Then I've got a big bit of yellow pepper to chop up. Cut that up again, nice little chunks. So there'll be a load of pepper in these. These are going to be really tasty, especially with rocket in them, because I like rocket. So that's the last bit of my yellow pepper, all chopped up into little tiny chunks. There you go, chop that last bit up. Right, let's throw that into my wok, and then I've got one last bit of red pepper to chop up. All this pepper needs using, that's why I'm putting so much in there today. These are bits that I had in the fridge and they need using up today. So just cut this last bit up, and as soon as this goes in, I shall fire up the stove and get it cooking. And I shall chop the monge too up and get that in the pan early, because that needs a little bit of time to cook as well. And I know it's a bit of a strange one to put in something like this, monge too, but I had it in the fridge, it needs using, and it really does work. If you cut it up into little pieces, it's really nice in something like this, fried up. And I use monge too quite a lot, because my next door neighbour grows a load of it, so he's always giving it to me. So I can always find good use for the old monge too, because it works with everything, monge too. So that's all my peppers in the wok there. Let's get me lighter, fire up Boundless Voyage. So there's nothing in there, just a bit of rolled up newspaper or scrunched up newspaper and some twigs. That's all that's in there. No firelighters or nothing in there. I don't use them. So will the old Boundless Voyage fire up good today, or is she going to be a bit of a drama queen? Because sometimes this stove is a little bit hard to get going. But no, not today. Look, that's going up like a good one. So give me little peppers a stir around. Now that's going. And let's chop up my monge too and chuck that in there, get that cooking. So yeah, my neighbour grew this monge too, so it's nice and fresh. And it is really tasty. When you fry it up in something like this, it does work really well. I can remember first time I tried it, I wasn't sure, but then I had it and I was like, right, I'm having that again. That worked really well. Because it gets like a sweet taste to it. It is really nice fried up. But it does need cooking for a little bit of time to soften right up. That's why I'm getting it in first. So throw that lot in now. And then I've got, look, yellow ticket, chipolata sausages. I've got 4 left because I've eaten the rest of them already. So let's get them into the wok and get the chipolatas cooking. Give it all a little stir round, and once them sausages are cooked a bit, I will chop them in half. So next I will put in the bacon, because that'll take a little bit of time to cook, and then the tomatoes and the mushrooms I shall put in at the end. So let's get my bacon out, and I shall chop this up into little pieces and then throw it up into the wok. Nice lot of bacon there, look. Just slice that up into little strips, and then it'll cook faster and it'll be easier to put into them super sub rolls. So just slice it up. Yeah, there's a load of bacon here. These are going to be well tasty, these rolls. I hope I haven't done too much to load in them. No, we'll make room, eh? We'll be able to fit it all in. So let's get the bacon now. Chuck that up into the wok. Just get them last couple of bits off the chopping board and throw them in. And then I should wash my hands because I have been handling the raw bacon. So now let's go back to the wok and give all that lot a stir about. And as you can see, the old Boundless Voyage is going lovely today. You just use the end of the spatula and cut the sausages in half, because they'd be easier to get into the rolls like that, and they'll cook a bit faster. So that's it, that lot's cooking away lovely, and that is smelling really good, that lot. So let's go back to the chopping board and chop the mushrooms up. Nice big mushrooms these are, look at them. So I'm just going to chop the mushrooms up into little bits. Throw it up into the wok. So I've got 3 mushrooms today to put in these. So I'll just chop up this last one, and I shall chop this last one up into little tiny bits. Mix it up a bit. And as you can see, look, looking at that Boundless Voyage there, it's a good stove, this one. Once it gets going, it is a nice stove to use, this one. And where it sits on that base there, it's really solid and stable, this one. So you can put a massive pot on this thing and it'll take it no problem. Just chuck them last few little bits in there. And let's chop up my tomatoes, throw them in there. Now these are again, I've got two types of tomatoes here, but they was both grown by my next door neighbour, so these are fresh as anything. That is why so much juice is coming out of them, look. So just chop them up into little tiny pieces, and they don't need to cook for long, these tomatoes. Last couple, slice them up. Work well in this bit of tomato. So that's it, I think that's all my chopping done. Yeah, it is, I've got nothing else to chop up. It's moved me bits out of the way, and let's turn that chopping board over, because I've had bacon on the other side. Just throw them last bits of the tomato juice in there, because that's all flavour. And then let's get my yellow ticket tiger rolls down. Give that like a little stir around in the wok again. See, there's loads in there. I hope I can fit all that lot into these two rolls. I might have cooked a bit much, innit? Well, we'll get as much as we can in there. Yeah, but it's looking good though, isn't it? These are going to be two tasty super sub rolls. I'm going to enjoy these. So that's it, just leave that lot like that to cook, and that really doesn't need cooking for much longer now, that is nearly done. So let's just pop a couple more little twigs in there, because I don't want it to go out, but that really doesn't need to burn for that much longer now. That will be enough to finish this lot off. So let's go back to my rolls and start loading them up. And look, tiger batten rolls, nice. And look, they was yellow ticket bargain rolls. And I do like it when I find a yellow ticket bargain. And I have already cut these rolls in half, and I did butter them. I'd done that indoors before I came out, and then put them back in their wrappers. So let's open them up and start loading them up with a bit of wild rocket and a bit of cheese. Now you'll see with this cheese, it's like milk-free cheese, because like I said, Jess was meant to be having this with me, and she can't do milk, she's a bit lacto intolerant, so the cheese is like milk-free cheese, but you could just use normal cheese, innit? It does taste the same as cheese, although it's not got milk in it, it's still really nice, this cheese. So that's the first one loaded up with a nice bed of rocket. So let's do the second one. And I do like to use wild rocket in stuff like this because it's got a really nice peppery flavour to it. But I know a lot of people don't like the old rocket, so if you don't like it, you could just as easily use lettuce. Or if you are one of them salad dodgers, then you could just make these with no salad in them whatsoever. Just make them with all that stuff that is in the wok. But personally, I think a bit of lettuce or a bit of rocket in these will make them taste better. Take them up to the next level, innit, with a bit of salad in them. And you don't have to put cheese in these if you don't want cheese. They'd be nice enough without cheese, but again, I think cheese will take them to the next level. And I'm hungry tonight. That's why I am going all out with my super subs and loading them right up. So that's a layer of cheese in. So look at them, they're looking good just like that. You could eat them. So let's get in there a bit of Nando's piri piri mayonnaise. It's nice, this piri piri mayonnaise. If I can get any to come out. Here we go. Nice bit of sauce on the bottom layer, and then I should put a bit more cheese and a bit more sauce on top of them once I've loaded them up with all them bits in the wok. So let me just put my camera back over on the wall, because I'm just balancing it on the wall here. Seems to be working alright. Zoom it in. And let's start loading them up with all them bits out of the wok, because that is all cooked now and ready to go. So let's get me wok down and start loading them up. So I'll start putting in my bits of sausages. Excuse fingers, but I'll find it easier for doing this. So I've got 4 bits of sausage in each. I'm using my fingers to do this because otherwise they might roll off and I don't want that. There you go, 4 in each, and get me spatula. And let's start loading these up. I have got quite a lot here to try and get in them. Look at that though, looking good, isn't it? And I know you lot at home watching this, you're getting hungry now. You're looking at both of them and thinking, "Coy, is that greedy git gonna eat both of them?" Well, yes I am. I can eat quite a lot, I am a little bit greedy. And for most people, one of these would be more than enough to eat, wouldn't it? But like I said, I am a bit greedy, so I will eat 2 of these, no problem. So that's it, look, and I did nearly get it all in now, but I daren't put any more into these because half of it's going to fall out when I start eating them, but it's in there for now. So look at them, they are looking good, aren't they? So when you finish watching this, get your Twig stove out, get out in the garden and cook yourself some super subs, warrior style. Let's get a bit more cheese on the top there. And let's get some cheese into that second one. And I do think that second one there, that's a bit more loaded than the first one. Yeah, looking nice though, aren't they? They smell nice and all. Bit more cheese into that one. Yeah, that'll do. Look at them. Looking good. So all they need is a bit more sauce on them and they shall be finished. And I didn't plan to make these today. I did not go up the supermarket and buy all the stuff to make these. This is just all stuff that I had in my fridge that needed using. And you'll see me cook like that a lot on the channel, because I'll just have a look at what I got indoors and think, right, let's just make that because I've got that lot there. Obviously, I do plan dishes. You will see me make stuff where I have gone to the supermarket and bought the proper ingredients to make it. But you will also see me do a lot of things like this, where I just raid my fridge and make it up as I go along. So let's get the lids on my subs. Oh, and I am looking forward to eating these. I do like a nice big torpedo roll. So they are done. So let's see if I can move them down onto my little camping plate without dropping them all over the floor. Right, here we go. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that was a success. So there you have it, look. 2 super sub fully loaded rolls. Cooked on a Boundless Voyage titanium Twig stove. And there is a little bit still left in my wok, so I'm not going to waste it. I shall have that on the side. So that's it, that is all out the wok now. I did cook a little bit much, but never mind, I should still eat that. That bit'd be nice and tasty and all. I nearly dropped me wok now. So that's all the bits on the side. Let's sprinkle a bit of cheese onto that. And that'd be nice, like a little side salad. And a little squirt of Nando's piri piri sauce. So there you have it, look, 2 super sub, fully loaded warrior style rolls with a little fried up side salads. Happy days, look at that lot. Couple of beers with it. And that is a feast fit for a king. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe so you could join me again and you'll be able to see what I'm cooking, where I'm cooking it and what I am cooking it on. So go on, what are you waiting for? Get your Twig stove out, get out in the garden and do yourself some big fat juicy super sub rolls.